we're back. Brand new show, girl. How are you?
Brand new show. Doing the best we can. I'm back in Washington, D.C.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So that's a change. Yes.
It's so funny. The past 3 months, when you're in D.C., I'm in Maine. When I'm in D.C., you're in Ocean City. Now you're back in D.C. I'm in Detroit doing this show. It's crazy.
Yeah, we can't catch a break. I know. I was trying to see you this past weekend, but the schedule is I just didn't get back in time. And then you hightailed out of town with Schmano.
With Schmano and our coffee maker and our 18 electronic items that we need. We were out of there, sister. Bye-bye. Bye.
Oh, my God.
I know.
Does she have space in all that kitchen for all of the new gadgets? I mean...
No. I'll do a tour of the countertops for social. It is packed. It's packed. We do not. No, it's nuts. It's nuts. And then, I will let you know when we set up the projector for sure. I mean,
please do. Yeah. First movie night at the Fraben household.
Oh, it's on. You better believe it. You guys, welcome to the podcast. Of course, we're your hosts. I'm Sarah Fraser along with Andrea Lopez. So much to cover. We do need to make a correction though on that Justin Bieber story.
A tad. Yes.
What is it? I feel like, when I was on that Cup to Cup podcast with the 4 guys from Florida, their producer fact checks their shows they do a show every week, right? So after they spew off all their opinions, the producer goes back and actually fact checks. And I'm thinking maybe we need Alyssa to start doing that for us.
Yeah, that'd be helpful because I go back and I listen to it and then I just fact check every single thing that we said. And I'm like, okay, that wasn't true. That wasn't true. I try to delete as much as I can.
Well, it seems like we should have deleted yesterday's episode because we essentially made it sound like the woman in 2014 was accusing Justin Bieber of caressing her and kissing her belly, but she's actually all out accusing him of rape. And so is another woman, Katie, accusing him of rape. So
yes.
we I guess we didn't get the full fact of the story, Oops.
No, it is a big oops because, it's a big accusation and, we want to give full homage to the, the accusers and everybody that went through this. And, we don't want to belittle anybody's statement of what happened. Now, Justin did come out very fast with his boom, here's my timestamp of when I was with Selena. She alleges this was at the Four Seasons, but he said he had an Airbnb with Selena.
Well, yeah, and actually I even read overnight that now he's going to work with Twitter and local authorities to try to charge these women. So, I mean, he's coming out hardcore. This isn't Ansel Elgort. This isn't Chris D'Elia denying but saying, well, I should have handled things differently. I mean, he is saying this is unequivocally not true, and now I'm suing you, and I'm going to see if there's any legal repercussions I can take for you lying. That shit's heavy.
Taking legal action, and we checked his wife's, Haley's, Instagram. No comment from her as of yet, but I think she always has Justin's back. I mean, forever.
Well, I'm assuming if they are going to sue, if they're going to try to take legal action, I bet she's going to be quiet. He put out a statement, obviously, of it's completely not true. He says, here are the receipts and here's the action I'm going to take. So I think she's probably going to be very quiet until they really see if they can charge these people and who's behind it. It's some crazy shit, though, isn't it? It's so hard to know what's true and what's not, right?
I know. I mean, I feel like everyone is either getting canceled or accusations are coming out of everywhere now. People are saying, oh, they just want the fame. These people coming out saying that they sexually assaulted me. Just, if it's not true, don't come out with it because the aftermath, you're going to have to go to court. I mean, if it's not true, just don't accuse anybody of that. If it is true, come out and say it and show the facts.
It is a really funny time. I mean, my only thing about cancel culture, it is a case-by-case basis is how I feel about it. I think I've said this on the show. I think anybody can have a comeback, honest to God. I mean, especially, and I said this about Stassi Schroeder. I think if you take time, if you reflect, if you're genuinely sorry, I think that anybody can still have an audience. People are very forgiving. They want they love a comeback story. And I don't care who you are. There's something about, especially social media, because I think people right now, especially where there's so much turmoil, economically, there's so much turmoil race-wise, there's so much inequality that people are recognizing and feeling. I think that people I think they genuinely find joy when someone who has great success is then torn down to realize that they have a lot of mistakes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I think that comes from a place of people feel like they're not going to get their shot or they can't. And sometimes it's like, it's legit, obviously, serious sexual, Harvey Weinstein, the women that were abused and that was kept quiet in Hollywood for years. It's all true, 100%. My problem with what's going on with cancel culture right now, with like even Joe Rogan over the weekend, right? Or, Justin Bieber or Doja Cat the other week or something, is if we cancel everyone, then the power of cancelization becomes totally diminished. Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
So if we keep everybody, Doja Cat was in alleged white supremacist online chat years ago, right? Okay, and said, yeah, she shouldn't have been there. She was really young. She was stupid. She thought it was funny or whatever. Okay, everybody at 16 makes mistakes. You're 16, you're young, and how you change so much from 16 to 20, from 20 to 30, right? So my thing is, if we cancel everybody, Howard Stern, right? People wanted him canceled the other week. Then you lose all credibility of canceling. And I think then the power of actually canceling legit people becomes washed away because it's like, oh, here we go again. Somebody else wants to cancel somebody. Who cares?
And then we just pass it off like nothing happened.
Yeah.
No, I totally see that. I think we just need to hold them accountable. So say like, okay, we found this wrongdoing, apologize and grow from it, but we don't need to completely cancel them because you're right. Then it's totally diminished.
Yeah. And I mean, I think somebody like, look at what Bravo's going through down the rabbit hole. Okay. Because now everybody is calling for, Kelly Dodd from Real Housewives of Orange County to be canceled because TMZ caught her like outside of a restaurant and they asked her about dating black men or something. And she said, I don't have any black friends. I don't know anyone black and I don't date black guys. I'm not into black guys or something. This isn't the exact quote, but it's something along that lines. And, former co-hosts or former, co-hosts on Orange County want her gone. People online want her gone. Then she came out and she said, I'm a Hispanic woman. I know racism. People said, well, you can still be racist. Anyway, what I'm saying, I say all that to say is now Bravo is down the rabbit hole of everybody has made mistakes, I'm sure, on that show. So on all those shows. So who gets fired? Who doesn't? Yes. And with, I think the Stassi, though, that was an incident where... Well, Stassi had to look. If Stassi had the first incident, right? Okay, so on her podcast, she's been canceled like 3 times. So Stassi had to go. The other 3 people, cast members of Vanderpump, I don't know anything about. I honestly don't. I never watched that show. I have no idea. Agree. And I think in Stassi's case, I think she's been given chances and then would still make racist comments. So yes, Stassi needed to go, and I think Stassi has uber fans. I mean, I've talked about this on my IG story, and Stassi fans will come for me in the comments, in my DMs. Oh, like, fuck you. Because I made a joke, something about like, I don't know, something about, the next guest, who should we have on next? Maybe that racist like Stassi Schroeder. And I literally had her fans in my messages like, fuck you, she'll never be on your show, calling her a racist. I'm like, oh my God, it's a joke. Like, I made a joke about Chris D'Elia, and I'm still getting trolled on Twitter for that. And people are like, fuck you, you think that's funny? Yeah, like I basically said, and this is true. Chris D'Elia liked a tweet of mine years ago. Right. And then I never heard from him again. And I said, he obviously must have figured out I was 35. He wasn't interested. And people were like, fuck you, bitch. I'm like, sorry. I mean, it's the truth. Anyway.
He liked the underage girls, 16, 14, 15. Yeah.
I just think we're losing the power of what canceling people was. You cancel Harvey Weinstein. You cancel Bill Cosby. Like, those are people that deserve never to have a career again. They lied. Their career was built on lies. The whole thing.
There's different levels. Cancel them if they're Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
But let's just hold people accountable if they're,
right. And how do you do that, I guess?
Call them out on Twitter, have them apologize, have them go to therapy, whatever they need to do to fix the errors and make people that they did a wrongdoing to feel better.
I'm curious to see what our audience thinks about this, because I thought that too. I was having this argument with Dan, and Dan is much more, Dan is way more woke than I am. Dan is like way more like liberal. He is completely, all in, right? And Dan would never be on social media for all these reasons. Like, never, ever, ever. He'd never be on social, doesn't want to be on social. So he was basically saying, like, all these people do deserve to be fired, to be canceled. And I'm like, but what about, like, you would never do that. Okay, if people genuinely need to learn about racism, if they need to learn about discrimination and inequality, shouldn't we be offering them therapy and rehabbing them instead of just canceling their complete livelihood? Now, again, there's different degrees. Harvey Weinstein should be in jail, never to be out. So should Bill Cosby. These people they used power and silence and all this stuff. To me, Lance Armstrong should not have a career. He lied, he cheated, he bullied people. Like, that dude is a fucking bad dude. But I'm like, shouldn't we offer people training and rehab and a chance to, like, hey, you know what? You're going to be these other people that are Vanderpump Rules people, right? You're going to be on suspension for 6 months. Here's what you need to do. Like you were an alcoholic, like you'd been arrested for DUI. And if you don't complete it, then you're done.
No, exactly. And I think people can learn from examples. So when they see them getting help, they're like, okay, I have this issue too. Let me go and, like, get therapy or help myself. You know what I mean? And these are the people like the Chris D'Elias, that in that area, you know? Now, Chris D'Elia is borderlining Bill Cosby and Harvey Weinstein.
I know. Chris D'Elia, like, that's a whole nother thing, right? Because you have pedophilia. Basically, you are targeting underage. There's something really sexually off there. Right?
Yeah,
that you're doing that. Okay. Joe Rogan, I'm like, all right, ridiculous. I mean, you know, Howard Stern did blackface. Yeah, it's really bad to watch. It does not hold up. It's not good. But I think you've seen Howard take responsibility and have an evolution. So I think that he's genuinely apologetic.
That's what we want to see, is the apologies. Yeah.
But anyway, what do I know? Look, if you have a comment, leave it on our YouTube right now. Leave it on our Facebook. What do you think? Do you think there's various degrees of cancel culture and some people should be offered the chance to rehab, or everyone just gets done? I don't know. You know, leave us a comment. But I wanted to talk. So we corrected the Justin Bieber story. I do want to thank a couple of our sponsors, but I want to talk about, you did a pay it forward at Starbucks, but I mean, it pay it backfired. I mean, you know, this shit, like, came back to you tenfold.
I mean, I might as well never do anything nice for anyone ever again. I mean, does karma exist? I don't know.
Okay, I want to talk about that. First, though, I want to thank our sponsors, Horizon Fibroids. Ladies, your fibroids don't stop just because of the pandemic. If you are in severe pain, you know you have a fibroid. If you have long periods, heavy bleeding, very serious cramping, so even taking ibuprofen doesn't really help long term, you may have a fibroid, and you might not know all of your treatment options. HorizonFibroids.com is the website. They have 3 locations in Maryland: Frederick, Rockville, and Germantown. Our guy, Dr. Will, is a top doc in Maryland. And UFE is a procedure that's been done for 20 years, is very safe, very effective. It's called uterine fibroid embolization. Now, your own OBGYN may not even know what this procedure is all about or the details about it. Even if you love your OBGYN, you should be getting a second opinion before you have a DNC for your fibroids, before you take other serious action. Many women are given hysterectomies when you don't need one. It's very, very serious when it comes to fibroids. So visit horizonfibroids.com today. Tell Dr. Will that the Hey Frase Podcast sent you. Dr. Will and his office accept all insurance, but you should definitely have a phone call with them prior to going so you know any costs that you need to cover. HorizonFibroids.com. Also, Dr. Mary and Total Dental Care MD.com. She is also located in Germantown, Maryland. She's amazing, right off of 270. We love Dr. Mary because her office is taking every precaution for COVID, and they're beginning to see patients again. Got a toothache, got a cap that you need fixed. You want to talk about braces, teeth whitening, they do it all. Periodontal disease, that's the recession and the sensitivity of the gums. Hello, I have it. I've had surgery with her, and she is amazing. They do sedation dentistry. So if you haven't been to the dentist in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, no worries. They never shame you. They never make you feel bad. They give specials there all the time. So ask about that. Tell her the Hey Frase Podcast sent you as well. And Dr. Mary, same deal. She accepts all insurance, but I would definitely call and check with Dr. Mary and her team to make sure you're fully covered. TotalDentalCareMD.com. AJ, you go to Starbucks. You think to yourself, you know what? Times are tough. It's COVID. I'm making all this money on Cameo. I mean, people want me to leave voice messages as Kourtney Kardashian. I'm bringing in the dollars on Cameo. And of course, this podcast. So then you say, I'm going to pay it forward.
I'm going to pay it forward. So you guys have seen it before when someone goes and it's the drive-through, so you can pay for someone behind you because they've already ordered, right?
Right.
I've done this in the past, and you're thinking, okay, it's going to be, what, $7 to $10? No sweat off my brow. Making money on Cameo. Podcast doing well. You know, Bumble sponsorship.
Waiting for Barstool to get back. Yes.
Waiting for...
Don't worry, I had a dream. It's all going to happen.
Started. Oh, you have to talk
I'll
about
tell you about that. But yeah, so tell me,
So I'm thinking it's going to be, maybe $10. So I get to the window, I order, and I say, hey, I'd love to pay for the people behind me. It's a tough time for everyone, and I just want to bring a smile to someone's face.
Great.
Good. I get up there, and I go, all right, here's my card. You can charge it at the same time for the other transaction. And she goes, okay, just to let you know, it's $20 they ordered. And I said, you know what, put $10. And then I was like, oh, what's just 10 more? And this is why... my savings is not large. Okay, I go, yeah, what's 10 more? Put 20 on. Ba-da-da-da-da. Cha-ching, cha-ching. All right, so here we are.
Sorry, I'm just, okay.
Charges for me, charges for them behind me. I pull out and I decide I'm actually, while I'm waiting for the red light, I'm parallel to the Starbucks and I can see them receiving their food. They don't smile. They don't look happy. They don't look around. For me, sometimes
the fact that someone just did $20 in their order, that is monster.
Yeah, and I didn't know if they were paying for their kids. All it was a hot dad in the front and his wife next to him, okay? I was trying to, give my number to this DILF. No, I'm just kidding. I saw them both. They must have ordered sandwiches, 2-3 coffees, I don't know, $20 at Starbucks.
You're ordering those nasty hard-boiled eggs they got in the front counter. You're like... I don't know, when were these cooked? Because they were made in a facility out in Kansas like 2 weeks ago. You're like, are these still good?
Yeah, the egg soufflés made from 2 weeks ago, that are rock hard. All right, so they don't look around. They don't look happy. I'm like, all right, whatever. I thought they would maybe look around. And you know the person that's in front of you because you're sitting in this long line staring at the car. So you'd think they would recognize my car. Okay, they don't recognize it. They don't even look like they're thankful. I'm like, whatever. I start driving off, and this is back when I was in Ocean City this past weekend, and I'm on my street of my house, and I don't live that far, so I'm driving slowly by the bay, right? So I'm not going 50. I'm going maybe 25 in a 30. I'm slowing up because I'm going to turn the corner to get into my street,
right? And
this aggressive person behind me starts honking like, move out of the road. It's 30 miles per hour, not freaking 15. I was like, excuse me. Who do I turn around to see? It's the couple I paid for. Can you believe this shit?
It's Egg Souffle Boy. It's Egg Souffle Boy.
Souffle Boy and his wife.
Oh my God.
I pull off to the side and he literally throws his hands up as he passes me in the car. And I'm like, I paid for you. And nothing. Can you believe when paying it forward, you get kicked in the ass? I couldn't believe this.
Oh my God, that sucks. I'm trying to think of a time where I tried to be charitable and it came back to bite me in the ass. Oh my God, I can't think. I'm trying to think. I never do that though. I never pay for it. I don't.
I was waiting for that.
I never do because I'm always like, I don't know. I don't know these people. I don't care. And it's always the people at Starbucks. I always think, if you're at Starbucks, you're doing just fine. Like, you don't need me to pay for your shit. Yes. I always try to find like listeners or something like that because I'm like, these fucks at Starbucks, they don't need my money.
That's so true. And when you do so much for people, our listeners, we do giveaways. We try to do fun little things. And what I was thinking is that maybe the Starbucks employee needed it more than the people behind me. And she took it because there's no way that they would have not recognized my car and he would have aggressively honked at me. Like, I've got a Syracuse sticker in the back. It's a beat up Jeep. Like, who else would? Yeah.
That is such a crazy theory. Maybe they took it by.
And I would be happy if it went to a good person, the Starbucks employee. She seemed really nice, and so who knows? But that was one thing that did not go well as planned.
Think twice about paying it forward. Think twice.
Try to do something nice, and it just backfires completely.
Well, tomorrow on the show we'll do this because I was throwing this theory out to you. But I want people to like really answer this and tell me, I have a theory, and I'll get more into it tomorrow. I have a theory that restaurants, now that they're reopening because of COVID, I think that they are serving you smaller portions for the same price. I really do. I'm not going to name names, but I didn't social distance all this past week. I was one of those people that was out and about as though COVID didn't exist. I got my nails done. I got my hair done with Pam. I'm loving my new bangs,
Loving it. Can we give a moment for Sarah's new bang look? We're loving it. It's middle part. She's got the bangs in the middle. Now, you really reminded me of Pam. It's like Pam styled you with the hat, too, because that's totally Pam style.
So Pam styled me as Pam, basically.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yes, it's exactly her beautiful hairstyle with the ringlet curls and the hat that's like a halo around your head. Yes.
But the thing is, once I leave there, see, I'm very concerned because I had my hair done on Saturday, right? So here we are, what is it, Tuesday? Tuesday. So
Right.
Once like Thursday comes around and I have to wash it again, I am very nervous that this is going to look like a mullet. Like just like, honest to God, really. I mean, yeah, business in the front and party in the back, because how am I ever going to recreate? And she had this whole wand technique that you're supposed to do. And I'm like, I cannot wand. I mean, I don't know how to do my hair at all. So I'm really concerned that I'm going to look like Talladega Nights, like one of the pit crew.
Ricky Bobby.
Yes, I'm going to look like Ricky fucking Bobby here in a second. Mm-hmm.
Well, this has to be, okay, yeah, this is a segment. Like, how can Sarah style her hair if you don't know how to wand? I mean, maybe the straightener and you can just, like, twirl it out a little bit.
Twirl.
Maybe it'll be a Farrah Fawcett moment.
I'm going to try because I love the haircut, but I don't know if I can recreate it. Anyway, I was out and about and I went to I went for pictures of margaritas with Sammy. I went to get a muffin and a coffee. I'm just going to say, if you work in the restaurant industry tomorrow, can you hop on the live? I want to talk to you because I believe that restaurants are shorting us on portions. And I'm going to just say it right now. That pitcher of margaritas was filled with a hell of a lot of ice. And I think, honestly, I'm not judging them, but I feel like they have to make up for lost income over months. And I am curious the ways behind the scenes, how are restaurants doing it? Because one of the things I think that they're doing is we also ordered sushi. And I'm not even joking. It was this tiny platter of sushi with the tiniest little, they could have been starring in one of those TikTok miniature videos. That was how small the sushi was, okay?
Is this the same place? Sushi and Margs?
No, different. I've gone to various locations all weekend long.
Okay, because I was worried because I'm thinking, all right, they're mixing up so many cultures here. No wonder it's small portions. The margarita sucks. Like they don't know how to make, it's too many cultures.
No, I went to way too many places. Went and got my nails done. Now, I'm never going to get my nails done again because now they're making you sign a waiver that essentially says you're responsible if you have COVID. How the fuck do I know? Everybody's asymptomatic. I'm not going to be taking you on for this. This is crazy.
Exactly. Did you have them sign a waiver to say if I get sick that you guys are the ones that had it?
They go sign here and initial in these 18 spots and it's like you take all financial and response. I'm like, look, this pedicure is $50 here. I am not taking on $200,000 in insurance for you.
What? You're required to pay for them?
Well, I should have gotten a copy of this one off, and I'm not sure why I was signing it. Because honestly, when I was there, they had some people come in and then leave. And I think they started reading the waiver and they were like, deuces. But I just thought to myself, nope. I'm not going to call them if I get COVID after all that.
Well, I think they're going to call you if they get COVID.
True. Anyway, I have a theory. Tomorrow, hop on the show. What are ways that restaurants are trying to make up for revenue? Are they serving smaller portions at the same prices? Boom. We're going to ask that question tomorrow.
Yeah, we have to. And the sushi was small, but sushi tends to be small. But I'm just pissed at the margarita. So you've got 8 glasses. For how much was it?
I'm going to tell you, normally when I go for margaritas, I got to have one margarita because it's so strong in a glass of water. I didn't need any water. All right. I had 4 margaritas and I was getting my water because it was filled with ice.
Oh, that's the real test. That means it had no tequila because literally you cannot handle more than 2 margaritas without getting wasted.
Then my theory is already proven because I walked out of there. I had slammed 4 margaritas with Sammy K and I was just fine the next day. So there was something seriously wrong with the margaritas.
Yep, that was watered down so much.
See, they're making up for revenue. Anyway.
Watered down. They have to. I mean, restaurants got hit hard, yeah.
I want to ask, so we'll talk about that tomorrow, but I want to ask you some rapid fire stories and see what you think. So there's a new disorder out that's been diagnosed called romantic obsessive compulsive disorder. So a wealthy billionaire tech guy spent like $50,000 in researching this with psychologists. Any guesses before? I know you've already read the story, but when you first clicked on that story, did you have any idea what it was?
No, I was thinking it's somebody that is obsessed with relationships and compulsively was getting into them all the time. It just sounds like that what is it? It's a chronic relationship or that friend that's always in a relationship.
Oh
right?
God, we know that person. We know that girl. We know that guy. Yeah, I do. I know. I have so many friends that cannot be without a relationship.
Alone.
Well, apparently romantic obsessive compulsive disorder is when you overthink every single thing in a relationship until you think yourself out of it. So, for example, you're the person that's like, oh my God, I saw them interact at Starbucks with the pay it forward situation and they weren't grateful. So they're going to be really horrible, like parents. Or, oh my God, her hair is her hairstyle never changes. Like, is she ever going to evolve? Paul Wharton. You know, you're always. I'm kidding. Like, it's like that. You're always obsessing. And I used to be that person. I actually kind of wonder if I was this person. And that's why a lot of my relationships didn't work out. I always used to think about things like, I'm trying to think. Everything that old man Ed did. Now, again, he really was a legit hoarder, but I used to be like, oh my God.
No.
Like, he never wanted to exercise. So I'm like, oh my gosh, he's going to be old before we're even old. I would just project every single thing he did.
Yeah.
But actually, I think my projections were pretty correct on that one.
Okay, if you can't walk in his house, Sarah, he's got a real hoarding problem, and it's time to call it quits. Like, that's not anything on you.
He was a sweet man, but by the time we broke up, there were actually paths. There were paths to his bedroom and paths to the living room and his New York City apartment. He had so many animal heads and books. It was insane.
Animal heads, like the ones you hunt?
Yes, he was a huge Teddy Roosevelt fan, so he would go to auctions and go online, and he would buy old stuffed boar's heads, and they were on this thing looked like a fucking hunting mansion, only we were living on West 42nd. It was insane.
What?
Yes.
This was his apartment in New York City.
Honest to God, it was night at the museum. I mean, if Robin Williams had trotted out on a horse, I wouldn't have been surprised. Like, it was so nuts. Yes.
Teddy Roosevelt. Ooh, good reference from Night at the Museum. That was great.
And way to throw back. So anyway, it's a legit disorder. They say that more people are suffering from it, and they're really suffering from it because of online dating. That online dating apps have made us, because you have so many options, you now obsess over every little thing that the person does, and you have romantic obsessive compulsive disorder.
Now the pool is too big. Okay, so do they even give you options for like helping you how to get through this? Do you have to go to therapy? Do you just need to kind of not necessarily settle, but just if you're really happy in a relationship, stop looking for how to fix it?
My understanding from the article was that you kind of have to, yes, you have to go to therapy, and you've got to get to a place where you realize that you are just like obsessing and projecting. So you got to sort of slow down and ask yourself, am I being realistic about this, or like, is this legitimately something that's wrong with a person?
Yeah, I mean, I used to do that a lot, but it was back when I was in college, and I was thinking, well, where can this relationship really go? Like, I'm in college, we don't have the same values. I still wanted to date other people. So, but this is a difficult one because you could just say you're like this, but you're not actually like this. Well, like, how do you diagnose yourself?
They also say if you are raised very religious, that you may also have this because, you know, in various religions, you're taught to pick a partner based on, you know, religious traits that they might have or whatever. So you begin to look for all those things, and then, you know, it's hard for you to see beyond the person.
Yes.
So it requires treatment, but they say that this little known disorder is tearing romantic relationships apart, and psychologists are increasingly convinced that there's an obsessive disorder associated with romantic relationships, and if they never work out for you. I swear to God, I told you, I have a girlfriend too who's such a catch. She's in her 40s. She's never been married, and I believe she suffers from this. She's paid thousands of dollars in, you know, those the
hookup, find my mate.
It's just lunch, all these things. And
it's just lunch.
Have you ever heard of that
Farmersmeat.com. Yes, all those things.
Matchmaking, it's just lunch. And she literally went out on a date with a guy that had so much prospect and enjoyed her so much, but he would order white wine, and she thought it was just not masculine that he would order. I'm like, you're obsessing.
Told me this.
You're obsessing.
Yes.
Yeah.
If it is something as minuscule as that, come on, ladies. That's not a deal breaker. Okay, just enjoy some Chardonnay every now and then. It's fine.
I don't care. I'm trying to think of what lame drink. Like Dan, I mean, it is funny. Every time Dan pours himself a glass of white wine, I do think about her, and I'm always like, okay, Schman with his Zinfandel. Like, I mean, I'm just like, okay, really? Like,
Zinfandel. Look, it's not something that you're going to make fun of him, okay? He's probably masculine in other ways, but sometimes he enjoys a glass of white wine.
No, he's becoming more... Well, no, I have to say, Schman is pretty manly. He is kind of a guy's guy.
He's way more domestic than you. That's a little bit something, but that's a plus.
That is true. I mean, he is evolving. Like, now he almost fights me to clean the bathroom, and I'm like, you know, there's no fight here. Like, you take it over, honey. You take it over. There ain't no fight here.
Man. Right. Yeah.
What do you think of the new Fox show? Who is watching this? And I feel like we got to get on board, because this could be one where we could do reviews every week. Labor of Love, where these men fight to impregnate a woman. Have you seen this?
Yes.
This is hysterical.
Okay, now this to me, this is the real Bachelor, okay? Because we're already fast forwarding. Now this woman is over 40. I think she's 41 or 40. She's looked through every single man. She's successful. She's done the career path. And now she just wants a kid, but she's looking for the man to do it, okay? And this is going to be way better than The Bachelor because, or The Bachelorette.
Have you seen the challenges that they do? They get attacked by a fake bear and they have to wrestle the bear. And then on national TV, they got to give a semen sample to find out if their semen's potent. I think this is amazing. I love shows like this. Like, I would totally watch this. I can't wait to get on board. But it seems, I mean, I'm going to be honest. And how do they know that at 41 her eggs function? Are we just assuming she's fertile?
That would be the twist of all twists, right? It's like, oh, just kidding. We have to do artificial insemination. That would be horrendous. He's like, what the and I was watching the trailer. It actually looked like they set the men up with the pain machine so they feel what it feels like to give birth. And then she decides if he does it well enough, then that's good.
It is so, I love that they're grasping at straws. They literally are like, okay, what else? How can we, just
torture men.
Get on the coattails of Bachelor? Oh, yes. Who wants to fight to impregnate a woman?
Yes. Now this, and it is, the host is from Sex and the City.
It's Kristen, oh my God, what's her name? She's Sex and the City.
Charlotte.
Yes.
Charlotte.
How is that woman? She had such a reputable acting career. How is she? Like, I mean, that's a show we should be hosting. And they got Charlotte. I mean, it's like, honestly, I mean.
There's little hope for us, Sarah. Okay.
No shit. That's what it makes me nervous. They're like, you know what? Who can we get? Oh, Charlotte. All right, fine.
She'll be down to do it. Yeah,
perfect.
Now she looks great. Her face looked nice and nice. It looked up there.
The plastic surgery was working. Is that what you're saying?
That was what I was hinting at. Yes, thank you for picking that up. Yeah. Now, Nick and Vanessa Lachey could have hosted this as well.
They really could have. See, and I shit on them. And then when we interviewed Amber and Barnett, they said that they were amazing.
Wow. They loved them. They were basically our on-set therapists. I was like, well, shit, me. I did not know. What? I thought they were just there 2 seconds on set being like, hi, everyone. It's
Again,
Nick and Vanessa.
Not looking good for us because I wouldn't have hung out with any of them for 5 minutes. I would have been like, is this show even going to air? All right, guys, let's hit the island and then I'm going to bed. Like, I mean, and apparently Nick and Vanessa were down there like helping them through their abortion stories and all this stuff. I'm like, I don't know if I would have done that. I mean, please.
Yeah, having deep life talks. We had no clue.
Yeah, like I said, I would have been giving Mark like a sympathy blowjob. Like I would have blown him off.
God,
like,
you did.
Hey.
You did tell them that, and they both. They were so surprised. They're like, oh no, Mark is sweet. Marcus, you're like, I know. That's exactly why I want to.
Oh my God, do you remember when we interviewed them and I told them that I would have sucked off Mark because he wasn't getting any?
Yes. They both were like, what?
Oh my God. Oh God.
And then you switch the convo to just how much they shit. You're like, all right, is the sucking D too much? Let's go to how much Barnett shits.
I gotta get a tissue. Oh God. Oh God. Our interviews are memorable. Oh my God. Oh God.
Oh my God. So good. But you guys, show apparently came out May 29th every Thursday. We've got to catch up and we've got to review it.
It's the season finale by now. I mean, we gotta get on. Okay. What's there? One episode left? I mean, God, she's already impregnated. Oh,
all right,
Lord.
we'll give you a recap of the whole season. That's what we'll do. All right.
Oh my God, you guys, we absolutely love you. It's pretty amazing. We actually have 611 podcast reviews on iTunes, but we are going for 1,000. We want. Well, that's only 389 more. So can you call a couple of your friends, guys?
And thank you for all 600 of you. But 300, where are you at? Yeah. Tell your friends.
I got pissed the fuck off because on that road trip to Detroit, I looked up Crime Junkie and I think they have like 100,000 reviews. And I thought, the fuck?
100,000?
I hate crime so much. And yet crime does it. I think they legit have 100,000 reviews.
Well, it's crime and sex.
Well, we can definitely talk that. Why do you think I'm asking people and telling everyone I'll suck them off? I'm trying to get more ratings. Okay. Needless to say. I mean, can you believe it? All they do is sit around and talk about a few people that are missing and 122,000 fucking reviews and we can't get that. Oh, God. Anyway, all
We
right.
at least need 1,000. All right. So tell your friends. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
The point of this was head to our iTunes page, search the Hey Frase Podcast, hit 5 stars, and tell us what you love about the show. All right, we'll be back tomorrow, definitely live. We're bringing on the restaurant topic. So if you work in the restaurant industry, or if you know somebody that does, hop on our live stream. You can go to facebook.com/HeyFrase, or we're live on Twitch, Hey Frase, YouTube, Periscope. And then tell us, do you think that restaurants are serving smaller portions to make up for lost revenue? What are the tricks of the trade that they're doing to get revenue back? Or am I batshit crazy? You can come for me. I don't care. All right. Bye, everybody.
That's crazy. Bye.
Bye, guys. We love you. Bye.